Today we're going to build an interactive slideshow from scratch. We'll use SCSS for our styling and JavaScript for the functionality. Let's start by creating our main styling file for the slideshow. First things first, let's define our color palette for the entire project. We'll set up our primary accent color, secondary accent, and dark background. Now we create the main container that will hold our entire slideshow. This container will be centered with rounded corners and a nice shadow. Inside the container, we need a slides wrapper that holds all our images. This uses Flexbox to arrange slides horizontally with smooth transitions. Now let's style each individual slide in our carousel. Each slide will be full width with a large height for impressive visuals. We want to add captions to each slide for context. The caption sits at the bottom with a semi-transparent dark background. The caption title gets our primary color to stand out. The caption text is slightly transparent for a subtle look. Time to add navigation buttons for moving between slides. These will be circular buttons positioned on the sides of the slideshow. Let's add a hover effect that changes the color and scales the button. We position the previous button on the left side of the slideshow, and the next button on the right side for intuitive navigation. Now let's create indicator dots at the bottom of the slideshow. These dots show which slide is currently active and allow direct navigation. Each indicator is a small circular button that users can click. When an indicator represents the active slide, it changes color and grows. Great, our styling is complete. Now let's bring it to life with JavaScript. We'll create a separate file for all our slideshow functionality. We'll use a class-based approach for clean, organized code. The slideshow class will handle all our interactive features. The init method sets up all our event listeners and starts the slideshow. First, we connect the previous and next buttons to their functions. Now we make each indicator dot clickable to jump to specific slides. For better user experience, we pause the slideshow when the mouse hovers over it. And we resume the automatic slideshow when the mouse moves away. Finally, we start the automatic slideshow rotation. This function updates the visual position of our slides. It moves the entire slides container horizontally based on the current index. We also update which indicator dot should be highlighted as active. The next slide method advances to the following slide in the sequence. If we're at the last slide, it wraps back to the first one. The prev slide method goes back to the previous slide. If we're at the first slide, it wraps to the last one. Users can click indicator dots to jump directly to any slide. This also resets the autoplay timer for better user experience. This starts the automatic slideshow rotation with a 6-second interval. First, we clear any existing interval to prevent conflicts. We need a way to stop the automatic rotation when users interact. This function resets the autoplay timer when users interact manually. It gives users time to view a slide before autoplay resumes. We wait for the page to fully load before initializing our slideshow. This ensures all our elements are ready in the document. Perfect. Now let's compile our SCSS into regular CSS that browsers understand. Time to create our HTML file that brings everything together. This will be the actual web page that users see. We start with the basic HTML structure that every web page needs. We link our compiled CSS file for all the beautiful styling we created. We set a dark background that makes our slideshow really stand out. Here's our main slideshow container that holds everything. Inside, we have a slides container that holds all 3 of our images. These are our navigation arrows for moving between slides manually. These indicator dots show which slide is active and allow direct navigation. Finally, we'll link our JavaScript file that makes everything interactive. Let's open our slideshow in the browser to see it in action. Notice how the slideshow automatically rotates every 6 seconds. This gives viewers enough time to appreciate each beautiful image. Try clicking the left and right arrows to navigate manually. The smooth transition makes for a really polished user experience. You can also click the indicator dots at the bottom to jump directly to any slide. This is perfect for users who want to see specific content quickly. Hover your mouse over the slideshow to pause the automatic rotation. This is great when someone wants to examine a particular slide in detail. Move your mouse away and autoplay resumes right where it left off. The timer resets whenever you interact, giving you control over the pace. Our SCSS handled all the beautiful styling, animations, and responsive design, while JavaScript provided all the interactive functionality users love. There is a blog post and PDF version of this tutorial with more details on our websites. Also, if you need videos and content packages like this created for your own channel, follow the first link in the description.